bookshelf tour. Now before I get onto my bookshelf tour, there's a couple things I want to tell you guys. First off, I get a lot of questions about where I acquired these bookshelves from. My husband actually built them for me, who is filming right now, so thanks to him. Also, it looks a little bit different because if you guys saw my last bookshelf tour, this whole section right here was DVDs, but now the DVDs are gone and there's a desk over here because I had to move my office down here. So things are somewhat different, but still the same. When I organize my books, you'll see it's still a lot of the same stuff. So I'm just throwing that out there before you watch it and you're like, everything's the same. It's kind of different. It's not why you came here. You came here to watch the bookshelf tour. Now, let's get on with it. All right, this first shelf is where I keep most of my paperback adult books and also my mass paperback books. The first book is Nora Roberts, and this is part of her The Bride Quartet series. We have The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. And I have Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks, which is my actual all-time favorite Nicholas Sparks book. And then right here I have my Jodi Picoult section. I'm not gonna pull these out. So I have The Pact by her, Picture Perfect, The 10th Circle, and My Sister's Keeper. And like I said, they're all by Jodi Picoult. And I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. The next book I have is Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. And then we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Sorry about the Walmart sticker on there. And then we have another Nicholas Sparks book, Dear John, which I have not read. And then I have 3 Jane Austen books. I have Emma, Sense and Sensibility, and Pride and Prejudice. And the next book is Everyone Hang Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. You guys know how much I love Mindy Kaling. Last book is a children's book, which I've had since I was the ripe age of 12, and that is Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. Separating these books is just the antique clock we have. You'll soon learn that I love antique-ish type of things, so I just like that there is a divider. The next book we have is 100 Ghosts by Doogie Horner, and this book just has pretty much cute little ghost things, like Undercover Cop Ghost. It's just a really cute Halloween book, and I just like it. Next we have Something Borrowed by Emily Giffen. The next 2 books are Nora Roberts. They're part of that Bride Quartet series like I told you guys about. So I have the 2nd and 3rd book, I believe. Yes. Bed of Roses and Savor the Moment. The next book is Haunted by Meg Cabot. I read this a really, really long time ago. Then we have I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. I'm not too sure. And I have The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Weisenberger. I have a couple more Nicholas Sparks books. I have The Wedding and I have A Walk to Remember. We have Julie and Julia by Julie Powell. I have another Nicholas Sparks book. I have a lot of them. And this is The Rescue. I have Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire and a really old beat up copy of The Fellowship of the Ring. This is actually my dad's and he gave it to me. And I'll forever cherish it because he loves Lord of the Rings like I love Harry Potter, which is to say, a lot, so it's very cherished. Then I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. The next couple books actually are both by Quirk Books, and the first one is Nick and Tesla's High Voltage Danger Lab. This is a middle school novel, if I'm not mistaken. I've yet to read it. And the next one we have The Geek's Guide to Dating by Eric Smith, which is super adorable. It's just a guide full of how to date if you're a geek. And the last book we have on here is The Whole Golden World by Christina Riggle. On this shelf, as you notice, there's not a lot of books on it. I like to keep some shelves with not a lot of books just because this bookcase is in my living room, so I like to keep some books, some decor and stuff like that. So I just have this old painting right here and just have a fountain pen. And then I have this, which I found. It says, you discover you have wings when you open a book. And then we just have like this kind of jar thing right here. Right here is where I keep all of my paperback to-be-reads. I don't keep a whole lot. I'm not gonna pull any of these out because they're gonna be super hard to. So the first book I have way up here is Parnassus on Wheels by Christopher Morley. Then I have The Beautiful Ashes by Janine Frost, Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick, Judging a Book by Its Lover by Lauren Leto, Orange is the New Black by Piper Kerman, Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rifta Brunt, The Hobbit by, of course, J.R.R. Tolkien, Hex Hall by Rachel Hawkins, Just One Day by Gayle Forman, and then these 2 right here are the William Shakespeare Star Wars by Ian Dosher. Then we have a chapter sampler of Let's Get Lost by Hadid Al-Said, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then we have Please Ignore Vera Diet by A.S. King. This shelf is my favorite shelf. You guys see it all the time in my background, so none of these books should be a surprise to you at all, so let's get to them. First book we have is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. Then I have my little Hunger Games collection. So I have the Hunger Games tribute guide. Then I have the Hunger Games, of course. And then I have World of Hunger Games, which is just another like little book about the movie. Then I have Catching Fire and Mockingjay to complete out the trilogy. Then I have the first 2 books in the Darkest Minds trilogy, which is The Darkest Minds and Never Fade by Alexander Bracken. I also have this Hunger Games Mockingjay pin. Then I have the Legend trilogy, which is by Marie Lu. So we have Legend, Prodigy, and Champion. Then I have the Delirium trilogy, which is by Lauren Oliver. So we have Delirium, Pandemonium, and Requiem. And then we have the Divergent trilogy, which we have Divergent, Insurgent, and Ever So Sad Allegiant. Then I have this old vintage camera, an Argus. I don't know much about it. And then I have underneath it, it's a little big book of love, which is a book just full of love. And I have this willow tree figurine that my mom gave me. It's just of a girl reading a book. And then I have this antique frame with some skeleton keys and an old pocket watch just for a little more antique-ish things because I like antique-y things. This shelf is a mixture of a lot of things. I have some of my favorite contemporaries, and I have review books I need to read, then I have some library books, and then I have all of my hardback books, and then I have some book swag. So this shelf is ever changing. I don't have a lot of shelves that ever change, but this one is ever changing. The first 4 books are some of my all-time favorite contemporaries. I have 2 Rainbow Rowell books and 2 Huntley Fitzpatrick books. The Rainbow Rowell books I have are Fangirl and of course Eleanor and Park. Then the 2 Huntley Fitzpatrick ones are My Life Next Door and What I Thought Was True. Of them because of their beautiful book spines, like they're beautiful. Then I have right here my review books I need to read. So I have Running Lean by Diana Sharples. I have Earthbound by April Lynn Pike. Graduation Day by Joelle Charbonneau. Sorry. Then I have Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by April Genevieve. I'm not going to try that last name because I'm going to butcher it. And then I have Earthquake, which is a sequel to Earthbound by April Lynn Pike. And then I have Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. Then right here I just have my library books. Now, not all the time I have library books, but at this moment I do. So I have These Girls by Sarah I'm sorry. Summer Island by Kristen Hanna. Dune Road by Jane Green. The Opposite of Me by Sarah, the same author. And then The Best of Us by Sarah P. That's what her name's going to be in this video. And then I have Bookends by Jane Green. And then I have an audiobook. I have 20s Girl by Sophie Kinsella, which if you guys know, I love me some Sophie Kinsella. And this little container right here is actually meant for a candle, but I just keep all of my bookmarks and kind of bookish stuff. So I have my Book Is Your Boyfriend button, some Anna and the French Kiss buttons, and I have a multitude of bookmarks. And then these are my hardback books I have yet to read. Afterworlds by Scott Westerfield. Then I have Shadow and Bone by Leah Bardugo. Then I have Broken Hearts, Fences and Other Things to Men by Katie Finn. Then I have Landry Park by Bethany Hagen. Alice in Zombieland by Gina Showalter. Vitro by Jessica Kaluri, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hollow City by Ransom Riggs, which is the sequel to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I have The Archived by Victoria Schwab. Let the Sky Fall by Shannon Messenger. Pastry History of You and Me by Jess Rothenberg. Flirting in Italian by Lauren Henderson. Where It Began by Anne Reddish Stampler. Sorry for that price sticker, but at least you know I got it for a bargain. And then we have Colin Fisher by Ashley Edward Miller and Zach Steintz. The next shelf is just another one of my favorite shelves. I couldn't fit them all up here, so they're down here. So here you're gonna see my favorites as well as some other random things. Like I said, these 2 shelves kind of change frequently. The first thing I have right here is just like a old vintage camera looking thing. It's just a photo album. I just like to keep it there for decor. And I have the Across the Universe trilogy, which is Across the Universe, A Million Suns, and Shades of Earth. I love this trilogy, but the one thing I do not like about it is look at this beautiful, beautiful cover. And then look at this. Why? Why do they do that? Why? Ugh, that irritates the mess out of me. I don't know about you guys. And I have the Lunar Chronicles series, which is yet to be completed. So we have Cinder, we have Scarlet, and then finally we have Cress. I've yet to read Cress. Shame on me, I know. I have the Pivot Point series. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a trilogy or a series, but so far there's only 2 books within it, and that is Pivot Point and Split Second, which the covers are beautiful on these. I love these. And then I have the Raven Cycle, and like I said, I don't know. I think there's gonna be 4 books in this, but there's only 2 books out, and that is The Raven Boys and The Dream Thieves, and these are both by Maggie Stiefvater. I will never get that right. You're gonna get a little bit of a sneak peek because this is my July books I've received so far. So I have 2 if you can see Black Fin Sky, which means a giveaway will be soon. And then I have Everything I Never Told You by Celeste and G, and then Say What You Will by Cami McGovern. And then right here I just keep my books that I've read this month. Now these are not all the books I've read this month because some of them are in a series, but I have Landline by Rainbow Rowell, which if you guys saw my review, you saw how much I love this book. Then I have A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. So then right here I have my Cassandra Clare corner. So right here I have the Infernal Devices trilogy, which forgive me, the second book is missing. It's being lent out to a friend, but Clockwork Angel, pretend there's Clockwork Prince here, and then Clockwork Princess. And then of course we have the Mortal Instruments series. So we have City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and then the huge, huge, huge City of Heavenly Fire. If you want a weapon, you can definitely use this book for a weapon because it will knock somebody out. The next shelf is half mixture of just kind of random books, and then the other half are some of my adult books. So this shelf is kind of random as well. My bottom shelves are quite random. Or some Shel Silverstein books. I have A Light in the Attic and Where the Sidewalk Ends. Then I have the complete Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. And this is one of my husband's book. It's the John Adams book. And then I have the whole Chronicles of Narnia, the whole bind up. If you had to read it, that I know. And another one of my husband's book is Blue Like Jazz by Donald Miller. And I have I Keep Falling in Love with You by Gary Morris, and Joshua by Joseph F. Curzon. And then this is a devotional book, and Joshua by Joseph and M. Grunzo again. Then I have a couple of Bibles. Then right here, I just have randomly, just because they're here, because they're taller and they don't fit anywhere else, I have Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson, and Once Upon a Time, which is a collection of a ton of different authors. Then right here, I just have a lot of my adult hardback copies, or hardback books rather. So I have The Guardian by Nicholas Sparks, Mr. Penumbrum's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan, Wedding Night by Sophie Kinsella, Lexicon by Max Berry, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, The Wonder Spot by Melissa Bank, Shades of Grey by Jasper Ford, Bossy Pants by Tina Fey, Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and her daughter Samantha Van Leer, and then I have The Happiness Project and then Happier at Home by Gretchen Rubin, which are kind of non-fiction books, but they're still adult, so I keep them here. This last shelf is just a mixture of books I've read or books I'm not getting to anytime soon, so they're just fully random. So the first couple books I have are Harry Potter books, and they're not with my Harry Potter stuff because they are tall. First book is Harry Potter Page to Screen. It's just an awesome book for like showing all the movie stuff. If you can see, it's got a lot of cool pictures in it and all that kind of stuff. Next one is Harry Potter Film Wizardry, which is another cool book. It's just pictures, full of pictures and all that stuff. A lot of pull-out stuff like letters and even the Mordor's map and just cool, awesome things that you can use to frame or do anything you want with. Then next I have a kind of a magazine. It's a photography magazine by my favorite photographer, Jasmine Starr. If you guys don't know, I'm a wedding photographer, and this is just a magazine all about her wedding photography, so I like to keep it. Then next I have this other cool book. It's called Love Letters, which is another kind of pull-out book where they have old letters, love letters from the past. And then I have Chopsticks by Jessica Anthony. This is actually a different type of book where it's just, there are no words in it, it's just pictures. And the next two books are Lauren Conrad books. You guys, if you are not new to this channel, you know I'm obsessed with Lauren Conrad, I'll admit it. And they're just her beauty books. So I have her beauty book and then her style book. And then I have Pawnee, The Greatest Town in America by Leslie Knope, because I love Parks and Rec to death. Treat yourself. Then right here I have a ton of Richelle Mead books. So I have her Vampire Academy series, which I don't believe I have all of them. I think I'm missing one, forgive me, but I have Vampire Academy, the graphic novel. Then I have Vampire Academy, Frostbite, Shadow Kiss, Blood Promise, Spirit Bound, and then I have her spin-off series, Bloodline. And then right above it, I just have two random books by Jennifer E. Smith. I have The Statistical Probability at Love at First Sight, and This Is What Happy Looks Like. Then I have some more kind of random books. I have In the Actor by Dimitri Lunanetta, Panic by Lauren Oliver, and Enclave by Anne Aguirre. Then another stack of random book kind of. We have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Briggs, and then I also have the graphic novel for the same book. And then I have Burn for Burn and Fire with Fire by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. Then I have the first two books in the Immortal Rules trilogy or series. I'm not too sure, but I have the Immortal Rules and The Eternity Cure. And then I have the first 2 books in the Under the Never Sky trilogy, and that by Veronica Rossi, so Under the Never Sky and Through the Evernight. And then I have the first 2 books in the Testing trilogy by Joelle Charbonneau, so The Testing and Independent Study. Then I have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, Scandal by Sarah Auckler, The Dragon's Tooth by N.D. Wilson, which is a middle grade novel, To My Assistant by Lydia Whitlock, which is a funny novel, and Momo by Andrew Knapp, which is the most adorable book I've ever seen in my life. It's just a book where it's like Where's Waldo, only with Momo the dog. I'm obsessed with Momo. I follow his Instagram and I can't get enough of Momo. Then I have the Tic-Tac-Toe, which is literally just a book you can play by yourself if you want to play tic-tac-toe, but you don't have anyone to play with. You can play with the book. Alright, then we have this huge stack of books. We have Dear Girls Above Me by Charlie McDowell, The Probability of Miracles by Wendy Wonder, Looking for Alaska by John Green. And then we have the first 2 books in the Evolution of Mara Dyer series. So we have The Evolution of Mara Dyer and The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hotkin. And then we have the first 2 books, I believe, in the Perfect Chemistry series. So we have Perfect Chemistry and Rules of Attraction. They're out of place, apologize. Then we have Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire, 20 Boy Summer by Sarah Auckler, Love and Other Foreign Words by Erin McCann, Wild Cards by Simone Alcalez, and then the last book in the Perfect Chemistry series, which is Chain Reaction, Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, and then finally Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Kahn and David Leviathan. Alright, so right here we have the Twilight Saga. I know it's in your library too, so don't judge. So I have the Twilight Director's Notebook, then of course Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, all by Stephanie Meyer. Then I have the Shiver trilogy, which we have Shiver, Linger. It's not here because I lent it out to somebody and I never got it back. So rule of thumb, don't lend your books out to people that won't give it back to you. So pretend that Linger is here. Then we have Forever, and then we have her newest one that just came out, which is like a 3.5 to the series, which is Sinner, and these are all by Maggie Stiefvater. Then we have the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series, which we have Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and the Second Summer, Third Summer, Fourth Summer by Anne Brashire. It's one of my all-time favorite contemporary series. Then we have the Selection trilogy, which we have the Selection, the Elite, and the One by Kiara Cass. The cover for these are absolutely beautiful. Like, they match, they're beautiful, I love them. Then we have the Maze Runner trilogy by James Dashner. So we have the Maze Runner, the Scorched Trials, and the Death Cure. Finally, we have the Shatter Me trilogy by Tahara Mafi, which is Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and Ignite Me. I just have kind of a random vase and then a really old video camera that still works, if you can hear. Then I have this another old vintage camera because I like it, and then I just have a photo of my husband and my dog that I took that I just adore. Then all right here I have my favorite contemporary books, and most of them are paperbacks. So we have I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella, which is an adult book. I love Sophie Kinsella. Then I have Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, which is another adult book, and then we're gonna go on to like the young adult section. So then we have The Dove by Cody Keplinger, and then we have the first 2 books in the Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han. So we have The Summer I Turned Pretty and It's Not Summer Without You. Then I have 2 Morgan Matson books, Since You've Been Gone and Amy Rogers' Epic Detour. Then I have Anna and the French Kiss by Paper Towns by John Green. So then right here I have all of my Sarah Dessen books, which I adore. So we have Just Listen, This Lullaby, Along for the Ride, Lock and Key, Someone Like You, That Summer, Dreamland, Keeping the Moon, and The Truth About Forever. If you're looking for a good contemporary summer read, please check out Sarah Dessen. Then I have another Sarah Dessen book, which is The Moon and More. Then I have Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, The Waiting Sky by Laura Zealand, Midsummer's Nightmare by Cody Keplinger, as well as Shut Out by Cody Keplinger. Then I have The Book of Broken Hearts by Sarah Auckler, and then finally The Impossible Knife of Memory by Lori Halse Anderson. Then I have some more kind of random books. So I have Pushing the Limits and Crashing You by Katie McGarry. These are part of the series. Then I have Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page, 5 Summers by Una La Merche, sorry about that, Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delario, Entwined by Heather Dixon, and Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. This Thomas Jefferson bust is for my husband. He's a big history buff. And then I have like a random bird container. I don't know why, I just like it. Then I have this old Olympus pen camera. Finally, I have this kind of old vintagey looking clock. All right, welcome to my Harry Potter corner. That is small, but it is growing. So first off, we have a time turner that Hermione wears. Then of course I have the Harry Potter paperback box set. This is the new edition one that Scholastic put out. This is a beautiful box set because if you guys know, my old Harry Potter copies are beat up, so I love these new covers. They're velvety and smooth, and the colors are just phenomenal, and they're just beautiful to look at. If you love Harry Potter, I highly recommend this box set because I just adore it. And right here I have from the Library of Hogwarts, so we have Quidditch Through the Ages, and then we also have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Then over here I just have a random old dictionary. I just put it with the Harry Potter stuff because I feel like it kind of fits in. Then I have a Harry Potter pen that one of my friends went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Florida and got it for me. And then I have these super cool glasses that are Harry Potter's. Wallet somebody got me of Harry Potter that I adore. And then finally we have this kind of old looking journal back here. I just really like it because it just looks Harry Potter-ish. So Harry Potter corner, it's small, but it will grow exponentially, I hope. I have this mason jar Pinterest thing I made that I just stuck some fake candles inside. I just like it because it looks kind of vintagey and it fits in well with my Harry Potter decor. And then I have some Bookables business cards, so yay for business cards. And then I have just a cake. This shelf has no books on it because it's kind of close to my workspace, so I just have an old vintage mirror, a painting in which I painted like in 7th grade. Look at those skills. Look at that. You wish you could paint a beach like that. Just kidding, it's not good at all. And then I kind of have this old vintagey globe for when I want to say, I want to travel here. So right here I have another stack of kind of random books. So I have Such a Rush by Jennifer Eccles, Starstruck by Rachel Schubert. Then I have the Boundless Trilogy, which is Boundless, Hallowed, and Unearthly by Cynthia Hand, Tempest by Julie Cross, Origin by Jessica Clury, and then 2 books in the Leviathan series, which is Leviathan and Behemoth by Scott Westerfeld. And then over here I have some giveaway books, so sneak peek, one day I will be giving away these books. I have Across the Universe, actually this is a friend, so disregard that giveaway book, Attachments by Rainbow Roll, and Remembrance by Michelle Maddow. And then over here I have just some office stuff, so these are just like disc and then like kind of card stuff. So that was my bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. As you can tell, I'm standing in front of my new office space, not the movie. But if you guys want a video of like my office new space and stuff like that, leave a comment down below. I'm not including it in this video. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching or seeing some of the books that I own. And that is all for me, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.